Alright, what's up, guys? I just got done watching the latest Ultimate Fighter episode, The Controversial Fight. And I do have to agree that I do not think Zabata should have won, the guy on BJ Penn's side. I watched the fight, and I know some people, they lean towards striking, like the judges, or they lean towards wrestling. Like, for example, when Phil Davis fought Lyoto Machida, like the last 10 seconds of, I know for sure 2 rounds, but maybe 3 rounds, he just got the takedown. Did no damage, nothing. Just got the takedown, and somehow he won that fight. So I do know there are refs that favor grappling a lot. And then there are also refs, in this case, in this fight's case, who favor striking and or damage quite a lot. Because Zabata, I think the guy on BJ Penn's side, he had zero control the whole fight. Zero. And all the damage he did, well, he had no control. Like, personally, I think if a guy has no control, like, even if you are doing some damage, if you're just getting thrown around, if you have no idea how to turn around, get back up, I think if he was actually trying not to do so much damage, there are a lot of positions he was in where he was throwing strikes where he could have maybe got a wizard or got an underhook, but instead he kept going for strikes. Now that's smart, but there has to be a balance. You have to, strike when you have the chance, and then that strike opens something up. So then you get like an underhook, turn around, and then circle to the middle or something, not just keep striking from there. We all saw at the end, Zabata he couldn't believe it himself. BJ Penn was pretty much laughing because he said himself, he knew that Team Edgar won that one. The other guy, he did strike though. When he was on top, I mean, he could have struck more, but even at the last round, he was striking. Now to talk about Mazzagatti, I have to say, I think overall out of all the refs, I think he is the worst, and I do have to agree with Dana White that he should have warned him. He was just saying grab a different angle. He didn't say if you do that again, I'll take a point. There's that, and then we all saw the replay. The last strike was right in everybody's face, and we all saw that was not a illegal. It was not to the back of the head, first off, and it also wasn't the up down angle, the 12 to 6 o'clock or whatever, and so it wasn't illegal. So first off, he fucked that up. Second, I guess you could say I favor grappling a little bit. Like, this is coming from a guy who, whenever I do practice MMA, it's mainly all striking or getting back up. It has nothing to do with I'm not seeking the takedown or submission. So coming from a striker, I'm saying that the grappler wins. Even, like, let's say he did no damage, which if you look at Zabata's face, he did no damage. He was landing strikes, but let's just say he landed no strikes, and Zabata, obviously he did do a lot of damage. He cut him open in, I think, in 3 different places. I still give it to the wrestler just because, I mean, that's on the striker. If he doesn't know how to get back up, like, if you're a striker and that's what you want to do, you got to be like Chuck Liddell. You got to find a way to get back up. Like Carlos Condit, you got to find a way to get back up. Like, don't just sit there and just punch. Like, I know those punches accumulate, but still, like, that's on the striker if he can't find a way up, other than the ref standing them. But yeah, I think Mazzagatti's a terrible ref. I believe Team Edgar won that. I don't even know how that went 3 rounds. In my book, he won the first round and he controlled him the second round. I have no idea how that went 3 rounds, but I think Team Edgar won every single round, and BJ Penn's team should not have won that. So I do have to agree with Frankie Edgar, and I'm surprised that they didn't like fight it more. Like, in the commercials, they made it seem like they really went after the refs and stuff, but yeah, I'm sure they cut a lot of it out. But if I was that fighter, I would have been pretty mad, because that actually happened to one of my buddies who was fighting recently. He took the guy down, beating him up the whole time, completely dominated the guy, and then they say that the other guy won. So right now, my buddy's trying to appeal the fight. I don't know if they can do that for this, but it was pretty terrible what happened in this fight. But that's what happens. Just like Dana White says, you leave it in the judges. who knows? Maybe this guy was a boxing ref, and even if he lands just a couple decent strikes, he'll give one guy the round over the other guy who's doing control and takedowns. I mean, you never know. It comes down to someone's personal preference. So that's my 2 cents on the whole subject, and thanks for listening.